Hello, class. So this is Miss Lindsay, and today we're going to be talking about fractions. So we have been talking about fractions every week. Today we're going to talk about some word problems that involve fractions and how we can solve that using those fraction strips. So for week 5 fractions, we're going to look at one class of students. So this is going to be our whole, the class of students. We have one class of students. And these are our students. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 students. So that means we have 8 pieces of our whole because all together these 8 students make up our class. This is a classroom of students right here, this little room. And it says each square is one student. So these are all one student. They are colored by their favorite colors. So the favorite colors that we have in class are yellow, red, gray, green, blue. Okay, now let's see what's going on next. The teacher wants to know what fraction of her class has yellow as their favorite color. Now we can see how many students has yellow as their favorite color. How many? Go ahead and put it in that answer box. Okay, so if you got that correct, you put that it had 3 yellow students who loved yellow as their favorite color. Now, the first thing we need to know is how do we make a fraction? What parts, what numbers do we need to know in order to create this fraction that represents our yellow? A fraction represents how many parts out of one whole. So when we have a fraction, that's always going to tell us some pieces out of a whole, and we're going to always have to have that whole to refer back to. So our one class of students was our whole, and that's what we're going to be talking about. So then down here, it says, I need to know how many pieces make up one whole. Well, we know one class equals one whole, so we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Since we have 8 students in our class, that means in this case the class has 8 students or 8 pieces. So right here it says how many pieces equal one whole. That answer is 8 pieces equal one whole. The whole goes on the bottom of the fraction, and this means in the bottom part of the fraction I need an 8 because we want to know how many pieces represent our whole. That's what always goes on the bottom. So if I had put 4 at the bottom, that means we had 4 students in our class. But we had 8, so we have 8 here. The second thing we need to do is know how many pieces we need to find. So the condition that our teacher is looking for is their favorite color is yellow. So by looking at this, you can kind of assume or you can visualize or you can count how many students' favorite color is yellow. And it says the number of pieces that match will go on the top of the fraction. So how many pieces are we looking at? That's what always goes on the top part of that fraction. So what you're going to do is you're going to put how many pieces that we should put on top of our fraction, and that should be how many pieces represent yellow, or how many students have yellow as a favorite color. Go ahead and put that in that box. Then we will continue. So if you said 3, you are correct. So we would look at the class, and it says this means we need to put 3 on top of the fraction. So they're saying we need to put 3 on top of the fraction because we said 1, 2, 3. 3 students, or the pieces is what we're calling it, in the group like the color yellow as their favorite color. it is now your turn to practice this. So I'm going to read these questions to you. You will be stopped and asked to answer those questions in the box to the right. When you are finished, you will be getting a grade for every question you answer. So it is your turn. What fraction of students have blue as their favorite color? So you're going to look at our class here, and you're going to come up with a fraction of what of the number of students that have blue as their favorite color. Remember, our pieces go on top, and then the whole is how much makes a whole. How many pieces in total can we have for one class? So once you're finished, you're going to continue. It is your turn again. What fraction of students have red as their favorite color? So now you're going to write that fraction, or you're going to choose the correct fraction to the right. It is your turn. What fraction of students have green as their favorite color? Now write that in the box and then continue. It is your turn. What fraction of students have black as their favorite color? And remember, I think they're using gray as their black. When I created this, is the closest thing I could get to black, so we were going to use this gray as black. Go ahead and answer that question, and then you can press continue. And we are done. So I hope you have a fantastic week. If you need anything, please let me know. But other than that, I'll see you next week in person. I can't wait to see you. Bye.